Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. This is part 1 of 2 of the top essential oils that I think everybody should have in their essential oil kit at all times. I'm splitting this into 2 videos. This first one is just the 12 basic oils that are good for everyday use, and the next one will be the 12 more luxury, sometimes higher priced oils that you might want to use a little less sparingly, partly because they are a little more expensive. But they are also really good oils for whatever you want to use. And with these 24 essential oils, you can pretty much take care of everything. Up first, before we get into that, I do want to get into a little background and safety information. So I am a clinically trained aromatherapist. I am just shy of my clock hours for claiming my certificate. I started studying aromatherapy in 2012 officially, like at a school. I actually was introduced to essential oils. I've always used peppermint oil for breathing issues and lavender for sleep since I was a kid. But in 2010, the end of 2010, my son was diagnosed with cancer, and someone actually gave me a bottle of frankincense oil and told me to use it on him every night to give him a massage. And it kept him from getting sick. I really contribute his strength of his immune system while we were in treatment with the use of frankincense. And the doctors even were like, I don't understand why he's not getting sick, but we're going with it. And I was like, maybe it's the oils. And then as I studied and I learned more, I realized that they are very powerful on the immune system and have a lot of wonderful uses. So I started looking for programs, and I found Southwest Institute of Healing Arts and entered into a 2-year program studying massage therapy with a specialty in aromatherapy and craniosacral therapy. I have not completed my training. I started in 2002. In 2014 I got divorced, 2012. In 2014 I went through a divorce, and that kind of derailed, and I have spent, the last few years trying to take care of my family and be a single mom and stuff. So I do have intentions to go back and complete and claim my aromatherapy certificate, my craniosacral certificate, my massage therapy license. I'm not so sure, because I learned that massage therapy isn't maybe not something I want to do as a career. But anyway, all that to say, I do have formal training in aromatherapy, in a school setting, learning clinical applications for aromatherapy. So this is not just purely, what I've studied from a lot of really well-known writers on aromatherapy, people who have been in the industry for many, many years. I am not affiliated with any essential oil company. Because if I were to join one of those companies, I would not be able to be a registered aromatherapist in the future because of what can be seen as unsafe practices. So I can do a whole other video on essential oil safety, but I just wanted to give you a little background on where I'm coming from with this information, and also to say I am not a doctor, I am not a medical professional. I have no training to actually treat or diagnose illnesses and dis-ease. I am simply sharing information to be used to support your path to healing. These are what I am using on my path to healing, and sharing the information that I have so that you can make the choice of whether you want to use these or not. And I do recommend, if you do have a medical condition, you are under the care of a physician, please share what you are doing with your physician. Essential oils are not without their cautions and side effects, and these are the concentrated chemical components of a plant. So you want to make sure that the chemicals from the plants are not going to counteract any chemicals that you may be using in medication. So all of that safety information out of the way. If you are watching the first video of this, all of that will be repeated at the beginning of the second video, so you will see it all again. But I figured do it all at one time, so it's done. We're going to jump into the oils. I do have notes because I filmed this yesterday and I got a little long-winded, so I wanted to make sure I stay on top on track and just give the basic introductory information on each of these oils and their basic uses. For the next 12 months, I will be introducing 2 oils a month and going more in depth into their chemical components and uses and sharing recipes and things like that. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can follow along with that series. But we're going to get into the 12 basic essential oils that I think you should have in your essential oil kit to support pretty much anything that you may encounter. So I'm going to introduce these in order, and I will put the chemical names up here on the screen as I go so that you can make sure when you are looking for oils, you are purchasing oils, you're getting the right variety of oil, because some of these have multiple varieties, so you need the Latin names as well as the common names so that you can get the oil that I am recommending. So up first would be peppermint essential oil. I love peppermint. I use peppermint all the time. Peppermint candies. Peppermint is like my bestie. Some cautions with peppermint is do not use it on your face especially. You want to be careful of your skin. Peppermint is very drying. It's considered a hot oil, so it can actually burn your skin. And so do not use it undiluted. I will go into dilution factors and everything later on. You can find a lot of this information in a good essential oil reference or even online as well. Like I said, I will be sharing it later in another video. Peppermint is good for your circulation, for your digestive system, for your lymph and immune system, your musculoskeletal system, your nervous system, and your respiratory system. A lot of oils that are good for your circulation are also good for your lymph node, for your lymph system, your immune system, because of that getting the blood flow going, and that helps with your immune system. Up next is rosemary. Some cautions with rosemary. You do want to be careful if you have epilepsy or hypertension. It is very strong acting on the nervous system and on the circulatory system. So if you have either of those conditions, you want to be cautious with rosemary. Like I said, it's good for the circulatory system. It's good for your immune system, again, with that circulation, getting that circulation going. It's good for your musculoskeletal system. It is good for your nervous system, your respiratory system, and for your skin. I use rosemary a lot in my hair, actually, like in scalp treatments and stuff. Next is tea tree. Now, tea tree is generally regarded as safe. There's not a lot of safety considerations with tea tree. As with anything, you do want to be careful if you have sensitive skin. Tea tree can, in some instances, be used straight on the skin. I tend to use it. I can use it that way with no issue, but if I'm using it with my kids, especially my youngest, I will, and when my kids were younger, I will dilute it. I dilute pretty much everything unless it's an emergency. Lavender is about the only thing that I will keep in my kitchen that I don't dilute. We'll get into that in a minute. But tea tree is good for your digestion. It's good for your lymph system. It's good for your musculoskeletal system, your reproductive system, your respiratory system, and your skin. So it's good for things like bug bites. Really good for your respiratory system. I don't like the smell of it, so I don't usually use it that way, but it is soothing for your lungs. Next would be fennel, like, the fennel seeds you get in your Italian food. It is generally regarded as safe. I have read some cautions on if you have urinary problems or kidney issues to exercise caution when using fennel, because it could act on that. It's great for your digestive system, gas, bloating, upset stomach, all those kinds of things. Your musculoskeletal system, your reproductive and hormonal system, your respiratory system, and your skin. I don't use a lot of fennel, but it's good for a lot of things. Next would be orange. I love the smell of fresh oranges, so orange oil is one of my favorites. You do have to be careful of your skin. It can irritate your skin. So when you peel an orange and you get like that white stuff on your skin, that is the oil from the orange actually pulling the moisture out of your skin. So it can irritate and dry out your skin, but it is really good for your digestive system and really, really good for your nervous system. Next is eucalyptus. So with eucalyptus, think vapor rub. That is what you're smelling. You're smelling the menthol from the eucalyptus in your vapor rub. Be careful with children if you're using Eucalyptus globulus. It is extremely cooling and can actually cause bronchial spasms and respiratory spasms in young children. If you're dealing with children, use Eucalyptus Radiata. It has the same properties, but it is gentler than Eucalyptus globulus. It can antidote homeopathy. So if you're using homeopathic medication, you're under the care of a naturopath, please share with them that you are wanting to use eucalyptus for something, or if you're going to use eucalyptus, and work with that because it can counteract your homeopathic medication. It is toxic when ingested. A little bit of eucalyptus can kill a child, so you want to definitely keep it out of reach of children. It is good for your circulatory system, your digestive system, your musculoskeletal system, the nervous system, the respiratory system, and your skin. Next will be lemon. With lemon, you have to be careful about photosensitivity. It can increase your chances of burning, so if you're going to use it in skincare, you need to allow 24 hours before you're going to spend any amount of time in the sun. So I would recommend not using it on your face because you can cause skin damage if you use it on your face and you're going to be out in the sun. And it can be a skin irritant similar to the orange oil. It will dry out your skin if it gets on your skin without dilution, or if you are sensitive. It is good for your circulatory system. It is detoxifying. It's good for your digestive system, your lymph system, your muscular system, and your skin. Next is cedar. So this is Atlas cedar. There is a Virginia cedar and Atlas cedar. Atlas is the one that I am most familiar with. It's the one I have used the most. It is generally regarded as safe. There is some caution on people younger than 18 because of some hormonal actions that it may have. It is great for skincare, for your respiratory system. It acts well on the nervous system for tension, anxiety, things like that. Next will be Cary Sage. Some caution with Cary Sage, again, if you're dealing with under the age of 18, because of the hormonal action of it. It's really good for reproductive and hormonal health. Also care if you're pregnant or trying to get, or newly pregnant, because there's no direct correlation between essential oil use and problems in pregnancy, but if you really think about it, you are growing a human being from scratch, and you don't want to do anything that could possibly interfere with that development as the baby is growing. So Cary Sage is one that does come with caution around pregnancy. And also with alcohol and pain medication, it can actually increase the effects, and not in a good way. I had someone, she was one of the assistants at my school, who she was working with Cary Sage. She was interning with the director and working with Cary Sage. I think they were filling classroom bottles, and she had spent the whole day, and then she went out and had a few drinks with some friends after she was done, and she ended up getting really on edge and angry, and finally figured out it was a combination. She had the Cary Sage in her system, and then she went out and had a couple drinks and had the alcohol in her system, and they did not blend well. So caution with Cary Sage, but it is really, really good for your reproductive system, your hormonal system, circulatory system, musculoskeletal system, your nervous system, respiratory, and skincare. Then there is geranium. Geranium is generally regarded as safe. It is a heavy floral oil, so if you don't like florals, geranium may be a little heavy for you. I find it really goes to my head, I can feel it in my brain. I love geranium oil. It's good for your circulatory system, your digestive system, your lymph and immune system, your respiratory system, and your skin. It is toning for the skin, so if you have, mature skin or areas of concern, it can be toning for that. Then we have chamomile, specifically Roman chamomile, the one that smells like apples. Be careful with chamomile if you have a ragweed allergy, so you might want to test that. Make sure you don't have an allergic reaction to it. It is good for your digestive system. It is fantastic for the nervous system. Also really good for the immune system, specifically with chronic fatigue syndrome, which is very interesting to me because that is my autoimmune condition. Reproductive system, your skincare, it acts very well on your emotions. All essential oils have an emotional and energetic component that I'll get to with each oil because it's a lot more information than I want to put in these videos for now. And last but not least is, in my opinion, the queen of essential oils. You either love her or hate her, and that is lavender. Lavender is an extremely powerful oil. I adore lavender. It is generally regarded as safe. I use keep lavender in my kitchen for burns. I put it on bug bites. I use it for my nervous system. It helps me sleep. I love lavender. It's also good for your digestive system, your musculoskeletal system, reproductive, and skin. So those are the 12 basic essential oils. Up next, in the next video, I will go over the 12 more luxurious, next level essential oils, that work very well in accompaniment with these 12 basic kit oils that I think you should have. So I hope you stay tuned for that, and I will talk to you soon.